Greetings. Another day, another thought. Actually, many thoughts. I don't even have a coherent one for today. But the thought of the day. Let's see what comes out of my mouth. I wanted to do a short. Actually, the last several times I've wanted to do a short, and I ended up talking a long time. This is nothing new. This is just a reminder that we have to decide whether we are people of values or whether we're people of politics. If your values drive your thinking, what you do, how you do it, what you support, who you support, then your values drive you. Even if you disagree with other people's opinions, your values still allow you to respect them enough to say, hey, you have a right to your opinion. If your politics drive you, then you are a partisan. This is not partisan in the good sense of resisting the Nazis. This is a partisan where you are first and foremost party. Your party matters. And where have we seen that before in recent history? In the Soviet Union, in communist China. What the party says matters. And that's what you all do if that's where you are. Reminder, you must be absolutely demanding of your sources that they prove it to you. They don't get a pass. You don't believe it just because they say it. Okay, support it. Doesn't mean you have to be ugly. None of this requires being ugly. That's a modern thing. You don't have to be ugly, but you can say, okay, where's your evidence? Where's your support? Different element to this is that there are many people who are vested and who are seeking after gain for themselves because they manipulate your feelings, your reactions, your opinions, your views, unless you don't let them. There are many, many people in this country who let them. Oh, white guilt. Okay, if you're guilty because you're white, then I'm going to boot you back to the starting line and say, prove it. What did you do? What did you do? You didn't do any of that. And why should this person gain just because they're black? Why? They haven't done anything. They didn't endure anything. Nothing happened to them. Now, before there's a blow up from people who don't even watch this, but they'll find out, history matters. But if you have a case, make the case. I'm not guilty because I'm white. We as a country need to make restitution for this injustice that was done to this person and these people. See how that works? We make restitution when we can show the injustice was done to individuals and to even groups. That's what we value as Americans, because it's not fair that it happened, but it's an attempt at fairness now. Thought of the day. The culture today is full of mouths with ears and eyes. How do we get these to stop? These to open? These to look, to listen? How do we do that? How do we break through that? How do we do that? Don't know. I don't know. I don't have any answer for that. How do we do that? Seems to me that we're teetering on an edge where we're pretty soon going to be at a place where we're not going to be able to really re-engage. There's so many people who are so full of themselves that they do not listen because they don't think there's anything missing from their understanding. they're wrong, but how do you show them that they're wrong? How do you show them? I don't have any answers. The thought of the day follows along the last one. An example, because it doesn't always have to be about politics, but the women who do not speak up against trans women competing in women's events, but instead say, oh yeah, it's good, well they are women. They repeat this propaganda to the detriment, to the exclusion, to the cost of the women. That's a madness I'm not going to be part of. I'm looking at you all going, huh, are you serious? You're actually going to give up everything that has been developed over 30, 40, 50 years of women competing in sports, just keeping with that example. Because some men decide they're going to compete as women. And you're not going to say anything because, oh, well, you can't hurt their feelings? Okay. When you figured this out, open your mouths. This is when you should be. So here we are as a country, as a society. We got so many people who don't know what they stand for, don't know what they actually believe. Maybe that's where we are. What do you believe? The thought of the day is not a thought, it's a question. What do you believe? Answer that question. Decide whether it's your politics, whether you care more about if people are going to think you're nice, or whether you actually have values. If you have values, be over here with me. I'm an ugly person. I will tell you that those shoes do not look good on you, that haircut doesn't look good on you. I will tell you that. I won't tell you that maliciously, but I'll still tell you that. Join me over here to save our country and our society, or continue to act like somehow everything's okay when men are taking women's spots on women's teams, in women's competitions, for women's prize money, for women's records. You to continue to act like that's okay. When you decide it's not, we will hope to continue to be over here. We will hope it's not too late. See you next time. Son of Liberty 2020. amliberty2020 at gmail.com. thelibertyhub.com. See you next time.